Hello. I'm doing this a day early this week because it's going to be a busy week. But it's been a good one. It's been a great one for reading. So, the first book I read was We'll Prescribe You Another Cat, which was gorgeous. And if you've not read it, it's sort of a collection of different people's stories who all visit the clinic for the soul where they're prescribed a cat. It's really gorgeous. It's Japanese translated fiction. I talked about it last week, I think. But what is really gorgeous about this book is how we get backstory, which we don't in the previous book. Like the last the last chapter, we find out how the clinic came to be and why it exists, and I just thought that was a really, really gorgeous ending to it. And I don't know if it will be the ending, but there is a element of finality to it. The next book that I read was Dinner at the Homesick Restaurant by Anne Tyler. Now, I'm a huge Anne Tyler fan, and I've never been disappointed by any of her books, so maybe I'm biased. But it just is so, it might get a little bit dark as I walk into these trees, it is just so moving in how it tells the story of this woman's life. I mean, yes, through her perspective, but also through the perspective of her children and the effect that she had on their lives. We really see, as the novel goes along, the warmth they have for her, despite all of the hard feelings they had towards their childhood and how difficult it was because of the circumstances in which they were raised. Something that seems really important to mention is the way the stories play out. We sort of fill in each other's gaps, like the siblings talk about the other side of their mum's remembrance of it, and it's not that she's not aware of the mistakes she's made, but it's just the robustness with which she sort of tries not to think about them and dwell on them. I think she knows as well as anyone that she can't go back and change things, and the damage she could do to herself and the further damage to her children by sort of dwelling on them and not just persisting and moving through. It's also really interesting to see the different ways her kids are affected by, the difficulties in which they were raised, their mother. But yeah, it was gorgeous. I really recommend. So I'm still reading Catfight by Kit Conway. I thought I'd get through all three, but I didn't. It was quite a busy week. So I will carry on with that, and that'll be one for next week. Look at those trees before they start to change colour for autumn. It is starting. We had a great day out yesterday. We went for lunch. We ended up going for lunch in John Lewis. I had a pot of tea, Rob had coffee. And yeah, it was nice. But I feel sort of so hit and miss with food since starting Manjaro. And I wonder if anyone else has ever done it, or been on the jab, the weight loss jabs, if they found that like strong flavours are very difficult. I really struggle with anything strong flavours at the moment. I just have not got the stomach for them, and it almost puts me off the limited appetite I have. So I'm having to be quite strategic about what I eat and when I eat now, which is really, really different for me because I've never ever had that problem. But of course that is the point of weight loss medication, so yeah. Otherwise it's gone really well. The side effects hopefully are lifting a bit. I had a little bit of trouble when I went up to 5 milligrams compared to the 2.5 in terms of feeling nauseous, especially on the second day, the day after I take it, because I take it in the morning on a Monday, and then Tuesdays can be quite difficult, so potentially I need to move that day, because Tuesday is my guaranteed office day a week. You know, I'm always going to be on Tuesday, so I don't know. To be honest, the distraction's quite nice. Yeah, let me know what you've been reading. Chat in the comments below. If you've read anything I've read, please do share your opinions. And if you think there's anything that I'd like, please do share that too, because I would love to know. Have a good week.